welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then a great big hello to you and welcome this morning. Please make sure you subscribe by clicking the link below and also join us on our Instagram page. So today guys, we are in Wellingborough and we've come to see Sam Henry, who's the master tailor and owner of Samuels the Tailors in Wellingborough, to see how from the start to finish he puts together a set of bespoke tweeds for the shooting industry and for me in particular. Hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so today, as I've said, we're here at Samuels the Tailors in Wellingborough. I'd like to introduce you to Sam Henry, master tailor and owner of Samuels. Sam, give us a bit of background about how you got into the industry and what you've been doing, how long you've been doing it for.
Right, I've been around for quite a while. At the age of 16 I was quite arty, so I wanted to do something which will utilise that. In this area, clothing trade was quite big then. So I started a company called I Do Clothiers, where I was sent to tech, as it was called back then. I was trained by a fantastic tailor who taught me loads, which I now benefit from. And as a result of that, I sort of progressed, and then when I was made redundant in 81, I started working for myself and have been doing so ever since.
And explain the difference, because I mean, a lot of our viewers have got tweeds, they've got things that they walk into a gun shop and they buy from the likes of Alan Payne and Schoffel and brands like that, which are great brands, but they are ready-made products on the shelf. Just give a bit of background. I know there's a big difference between ultimately made-to-measure, bespoke. We're obviously with you because you're a specialist bespoke tailor. So just give our viewers a bit of an idea of the differences between those types of things.
Well, in answer, I'll give you an example. There's a farmer who wanted a shooting suit. I made it for him, must be about 29, 30 years ago. After 25 years, he came back to me with his suit, a bit of warranty to get it altered a bit, letting out the waist and doing repairs. In that time, his friends have had many ready-made garments. When you have ready-made garments made for you, with your style in mind, with your fit in mind, there's nothing wrong with the garments you can buy as ready-made, but when you don't have one bespoke made, it's more individual. And as a result of that, you should have a garment which is more comfortable, which is more for purpose, for shooting, for a wedding, whatever the occasion may be. And you should walk out of a tailor shop feeling good about what you're going to wear. And that is primarily one of the main things of what I do. I try to make people feel good in what they're wearing, so that the wife will say, are you going to take that off?
Okay. And am I right in saying that bespoke tailoring generally means that you actually do keep cloth in stock, on display, as we can see here? You've got plenty of different styles.
Yes, that's correct. There is an understanding the word bespoke came from the Old English word bespoken, from my understanding. So you go into a tailor shop right now, and when you choose your cloth, either in stock, which I have here, or we've got a number of swatches you can choose from, your name will be put on that, be spoken for. So if somebody else came and said, can I have that pink stripe? You'll say, no, that is for Mr. So-and-so. And that's where the word bespoke derived from my understanding. So it's more an individual, very personal service. The cloths in stock are usually as good as what you can buy from the swatches, although many people are more drawn to the swatches, but most times we're buying cloth at a decent price and be able to benefit from that, the customer can benefit from that low price. And
from your perspective, obviously, as a bespoke tailor, everything you do, everything you make's all in-house. Am I right in saying that? So
yes.
From the point of obviously the cloth is manufactured at different mills and you buy it in as you need to buy it in, depending on what the client's after. But then I'm assuming then, from a point I can see here, for example, you've got some cloth laid out with some templates. So I assume that's a measurement of someone's legs by the look of it, and that's to make a set of trousers from that cloth. So you'll chalk line it, cut it, and you'll do everything in-house right up until the end product.
That is something else. When somebody uses the word bespoke, is utilised now in many trades. If you're going to get a settee, it's bespoke. If you're going to get a car, it's bespoke. And that word is used. But when you get a suit made, or a garment made, or a pair of trousers, and so you use the word bespoke, find out, are they making on the premises, or they're taking your measurement, sending it off to factory, and voila, you have a garment. Or you have fittings like you have with your garments, 2-3 fittings more if necessary, to get the garment the way you want it. If they're not, you may as well go and buy one off the shelf and just get it altered by a tailor. Otherwise, you're paying a lot of money for something which is made down the factory line. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it's not really bespoke.
And I'm assuming that obviously over the years you've had customers that have come in as a 20-year-old man, they're now as a 50-year-old man possibly, so you've got their original templates. I presume you must have a huge library of everyone's paper templates.
I have, if I can get a cutting paper as an example for you, I call it my cutting paper. On there will be all the details. I have customers that have made suits for the last 30 years. And some of the suits I've made is nice that they're still around. There was a period of time I used to make for loads of mods in this area. They're now men your age. I'm older than you. But the thing is that some of the garments I've made is still around because they have kept their garments. Can't fit into them, but they love them so much. And so there's customers' details I've had. I can tell them how many inches they put onto the waist or lost over the years. I'll show you some, because I'll show you some of the other ones, and my usual is have a flick through, see if there's anything in there that catches your eye. Also to all customers, if you go through choosing cloth, it should be something that you see and you like. If I'm going to convince you that that is, you know, the right one for you, then 6 months down the road or 3 weeks down the road, you'll think, why not choose the other one? Okay. So the way to do it is to go through at this speed, or faster if you want, and then you'll see something, oh, I like that, put it to one side, and you say, oh, I like this one, put that to one side, and slowly along here you'll get a picture building up of what you really like, which may surprise yourself. And then from that you can eliminate your best and the worst ones. Okay. And that way you'll get something that you really like and would like 10 years down the line. Okay. So have a look through.
Okay, so from a shooting perspective, Sam, obviously it's got to be hard wearing, it's got to be wool, it's got to be a tweed. Is there something that you would steer more towards, or is it more?
Well, these are all tweeds, but for instance, this book here, I think this is a hard wearing, more a lighter weight. You then get the Porter and Harding book. I think is one which I have used a lot for shooting suits, because again, a bit heavier cloth, but again, hard wearing, tighter, so weave, not quite a thorn proof, but going in that direction. And what it means then, you have a cloth which will be comfortable. Again, when you think of tweed, you don't want something that's itchy.
No.
And these cloths are good quality cloths, and that won't come into it at all. But you want something which is going to look good, and after you worn it a while and got it cleaned, it'll still look good. So that's why I recommend past this one.
Okay. And presumably the tweeds and the wools are all made in Scotland, or?
The majority of tweeds that I have are made in Scotland, England, United Kingdom. You do get, and you can get tweeds, like most of us, made abroad as well. You can get French, you can get German. So it depends. If you're concerned about something which is, you know, made in England, then we can then find cloths which are just in that category for you. But I am not particularly made in England. I'd go for nice quality fabrics, wherever it comes from in that way. As long as it's something which I know will wear well and last long.
Okay, great. Okay, let's have a look.
When it comes to colours, it's purely personal taste. Although there's some colours that will not look good on one person and look brilliant on somebody else. So again, you've got to see it and like it. If you see something that you think you like, and I think you look horrible on you, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Good.
Because you got to look good for me.
Okay. I think from a tweed, you know, it should always look more of a traditional, you know, you want those greens, you want those browns in it, don't you? Because it is what it is.
For shooting.
But it's just nice to have something with a little bit of colour in it as well. You know, something like that, as much as it's nice, I think it's a little bit too light and probably a little bit too bright. So it's going to show every mark and every bit of dirt that ever comes up, isn't it?
I suppose they'll suit somebody who want to look the part but don't
Necessarily get involved.
Yeah. but again, these tweeds are used for other purposes. You want to shoot and suit out for this guy, but somebody want like they want to go to the races.
Yes.
So they'll use that sort of tweed I've made for individuals that way as well. So it's getting the right thing for the purpose that you require. What I've done with this particular swatch is they've used traditional patterns and introduced different colours to it, like the one you're looking at now with a hint of pink. You know,
Yeah, I really like that.
From a distance, you're not going to see that pink, but if you want to
When you
wear
get
a
close
tie,
up, a nice pink tie
You'll
or a nice
draw it
pink,
out.
yeah, okay.
you know, so it's, and the next one is showing more of the pink, so it gives you something which could be more the expression in your face as you see it, than
Yeah.
something which is more subdued. So
Well, I think certainly that, you know, fashion's now playing quite a large part in the shooting industry and certainly in shooting clothing, and people are getting a little bit more braver and they want to add a little bit of a splash of colour to their what would have normally have been a very sort of boring, quite basic green, brown or tan coloured tweed or outfit. So you know, now, I mean, I shot with a guy last year and he had a grey, like a puppy tooth shooting outfit, tweeds, breeks, everything, and he'd actually got bright red lapels, like a bright red velvet
Wow.
lapel, and then the inside of his jacket was bright red, the back of his waistcoat was bright red, and his red was his colour, and he said it's his lucky colour, so he always likes to shoot in with something with red on. So you know, it's certainly coming a long way from the old
Yeah.
days of, you know, a very staid green, sort of dull sort of colours.
I suppose in that way as well, when he was wearing that, he didn't just go and pick it up, something that was made for him.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And I bet when he was wearing it, he felt good. He was proud of what he's wearing.
Yeah.
May not be the colours that you'll have, but you'll see them. And this is the thing about clothing. You're looking at some checks now and there. I always think that you get one man who got the personality will wear that and look good in it. I'm making a suit for a gentleman at the moment, and the pattern on it, well, no way could I wear that. But he looks absolutely fantastic in it, and his whole personality tells you, I feel good. So he's good again. With clothing, it's always what do you like, and that's been always trying to stress. You got to know, you see, you like it, and if you like it now, you like it later.
Okay.
So you've got +2s. Years ago, I suppose you had the +2s, which I'm told that the +2s are used more for beating, for shooting, whereas the +4s are more for golf, because they're wider on the legs. There used to be a comedian, what's his name? American guy, I can't remember, and he used to wear, he was known for the wide leg +4s.
Okay.
+4s got more in it than +2s. Brigs are usually more like trousers but cut off at the knees. Like imagine you could get a normal pair of trousers, they're not very wide.
Yeah.
Some people use the word +2s to describe everything. But again, with that is personal taste. And when you have +2s, you can have them as wide or narrow as you want.
Okay.
And there's different varieties of different fastenings. Like you can have buckles, now you can have Velcro, you can have elasticated, you know, buttons on it, whichever you want really. Again, you're having it made to what your requirements are.
Okay. I think on the basis, obviously, of me being sat down, obviously, for me, it's the comfort element above everything. Plus, well, I've got quite big legs, so I think I'd probably want something, rather than a breek, I think I'd probably want something more +4-ish. So it's got a bit more material, a bit more bagginess to it. Obviously, when I've got my socks on, then I can
Yeah.
pull them over the top of the sock.
You say +4s, but I'll say +2s, but making it wide enough so it's comfortable for you.
Right, okay.
Also, because you're sitting all the time, you don't want this part to be too long. You
No.
want the rise to be quite short at the front, but at the back you want it so when you sit down, you haven't got your trousers. You're not sitting on it.
Yes.
You want it high enough. So
You sort of make them at an angle, as such.
at an
The
angle.
back will be higher than the front,
Yeah.
ultimately.
And if you do that, then that'll be more comfortable for you. You wouldn't be, you wouldn't have your trousers dragging at the
Yes,
back, so
okay.
to speak. The actual width of the legs from trousers you have already, I'll ask you which you think is comfortable to get the measurements of that
Right.
and get that to just what you require. And when it's made for you, the beauty of bespoke is that I'll make them. When you come along to try them, you can then say, Sam, I'll like them letting out of it or taken in. In making your trousers, I'll have what they call an inlay, which is extra material, so you can let the legs out, the knee out an inch.
Right, okay.
Or more if necessary. But the idea is that it's then altered to fit what you require. So when you come along, it won't be just, hey, you are, they're made. It'll be altered to fit you, and we can then adjust it to what you exactly want.
Okay, super, brilliant. Hi guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video we've just filmed here at Samuels the Tailors in Wellingborough. There's another video to come which will be the next stage, which is once the cloth arrives, Sam will be cutting it, and we'll be filming how that, how he does that and how long it takes him to do. And then the next video, which will be the final video, is when everything is put together and we are pretty much ready then to put the clothing on and enjoy wearing it. Hope you've enjoyed the film. Please do subscribe, please do follow us on Instagram, and we'd love to have any comments that you've got for us. Nice to see you all. Take care. Bye-bye.